welcome to another video. It's a very cold stretch of days. Today was minus 24 to start out, and that was just too cold to be out. The kids are staying in the schools. It's snowing. We need to get Owen out here plowing. I'm just heading out to see what all needs to be done because we have guests coming into the chalet on Sunday for 8 days. Now they're repeat guests, and that is so thrilling. So I'm going to assess the situation, make sure nothing has frozen up over the last few days that we needed fixing before the guests get here. So yeah, today I'm going to talk about who's watching you. Now, for some of the older folks, it could be your grandkids, it could be your nieces and nephews. For us, it's our 9-year-old. And of course, we've got grandkids watching as well. So it's all about being a good example. And the thing is, everything that I'm going to talk about is important for us anyway, for our inner child, if you believe in that sort of thing, because we never stop growing and we never stop learning and correcting our own habits and things that we do to keep improving and growing as we get older. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. I'll see you in a little bit. Now, children are like mirrors. They reflect what they see, not what they're told. You can preach kindness, respect, patience, discipline, and honesty all day long, but if your actions contradict your words, the message gets lost. They notice how you treat others. They watch how you handle stress. They absorb how you react to problems, how you speak to loved ones, how you deal with failure, and how you celebrate success. You tell them not to lie, but they hear you lie on the phone. You ask them to stay calm, but they watch you lose your temper over little things. You tell them to be grateful, but they hear you constantly complain. The truth is, your daily behavior teaches louder than any lecture ever will. So if you want your children to grow up to be strong, kind, and grounded, show them how to be. Don't just tell them what's right, live it. Let your actions be the standard they measure themselves by, because the truth is, children follow your example, not your advice. Now I'm in the chalet and I'm having fun trying to figure out how to do the lighting by the windows because it keeps getting bright and dark. But I came in this place and I am running all the taps and all the waters to clear the lines, because if you don't run the water for a while, it gets all dirty and kind of yuck. And that's not what we want our guests to have. So I've started all 3 levels of the house and I'm going to let them run for about 20 minutes. So if you hear water, that's what it is. And yeah, I was giving thoughts to, as I'm noticing that my relationship with our Jasmine is getting closer. Now, up until about a half a year ago, Owen was Jasmine's person. Now, it's always been that way since she came to be with us. When I was doing all those night shifts, he was always getting up and helping her and doing with her, and he was her person. And that was fine. He's a very wonderful, plugged-in dad. But lately, I've been noticing that she's spending more time with me, more time copying me, more time wanting to do what I'm doing or wanting to dress like I'm dressing, which is kind of fun. Yeah, so when I'm learning instruments or working on them, she wants to learn them too. And it was kind of funny because we had the grandkids over last weekend, the first inaugural run of our skating rink. And let me just stop and see if I can have a problem with that running water because it's bugging me. sometimes if you run water, then you have to pee, and that was becoming an issue, so I had to take care of that. Now, I was sitting in my regular chair, and Owen had asked that all the kids bring up all their dirty dishes from downstairs where they were playing and snacking and bring them upstairs. So Jasmine went downstairs to spread the news of what they had to do. I heard her yelling for the kids. Then I heard this phrase, "Am I just talking to myself?" I seem to recall that a lot because I tell Jasmine that a lot, because sometimes I ask her something and it just, or she's deep in whatever she's doing and not hearing a word I'm saying. And so the words coming out of my face are falling out of her lips to the grandkids. And so definitely have to be careful and watch, because children are your mirror, right? They put out there what they're learning from you a lot. And something that happened that was really touching for me was last time's video, when it was in the dark in the car while I was waiting for Jasmine's lessons. When I went in to get her, I couldn't find her, and it came that she was down where the little gifts are behind the glass. Well, I guess at these music lessons, they each week they get certain amounts of points, and with those points they can put it against something behind the glass that they can buy with it. And so she came out with this tiny little bag in her hand and gave it to me as a gift. It is little white Christmas trees, and I tell you, it meant so much to me, those tiny little things. I remember when my eldest daughter did something similar back when she was a kid, middle school, I think, when they had shop class. She made a tiny little ring on the lathe just off a piece of a pipe, and that meant so much to me, and when it went missing, it just broke my heart. But yeah, for Jasmine, out of her saving up her little tokens and her points, not to get herself something, but to buy me a gift, oh my goodness, it just, So I'm going to talk about, are you the adult you want your child to be when they grow up? And that's a phrase by Brene Brown. And that's been meaning a lot to me, because I have so much room to improve. I mean, I've gotten better and stronger with age. And now at the age of 60, I'm doing better. But the things that I'm going to say that they need to learn from us, I still am working on. One is be vulnerable. Now, I know that's hard for parents to do, or grandparents to do. You want to be all strong and know it all and show, but you also got to show you're vulnerable. You got to show the times that you failed, the stories from your past, how you struggled, but also how you got back up again, and what you learned, and basically teaching them that, yeah, stuff is going to happen, but keep on marching through there, learn what you can. Eventually it will be over. But show your vulnerable side, because you weren't born perfect. I wasn't born perfect. I had so many things I needed to learn over the years. And sometimes, a lot of times, I fell on my face. And your children, your grandchildren, your nieces and nephews, they need to know that this person that they see as all knowledgeable, all powerful, especially when they're little, isn't. They're just humans, and they make mistakes. One of the things I'm trying to learn myself, and by my examples teach Jasmine, is to value healthy relationships. Now, Jasmine is struggling with this at school. She has like one best friend forever that doesn't treat her that way. And we're trying to teach her, with the help of counselors and wellness workers, to expand her friend circle so that she's not reliant on one person. And that is what I am doing as well. One person can't be everything and all things to you. Everybody has different interests. I love Owen, but there are certain things I'm interested in that he has no caring for, and vice versa. And yeah, so then you have your friends, and have a few of them, because they're busy, just like you're busy. And yeah, more than one is a good idea if you can get that. To learn how to deal with the toxic people. people that treat you like crap. I'm trying to teach Jasmine how to do that. How it doesn't matter who they are, if they are treating you terribly, they don't need to be in your life. It doesn't matter who they are. And if it's me, if I'm the toxic person to her, I need to go as well, because if I'm damaging her, I shouldn't be there. That's the way I feel about members of my family. I have tried and tried for all of Jasmine's life, but they've not reciprocated. And eventually you have to show that you're letting go, that you're not struggling, that you're not chasing forever these folks that don't want you. So that's one of the things that I'm trying to teach Jasmine, and what I'm trying to learn for myself. Embrace challenges in your life. Learn things, stumble along, start over, have that beginner's mind, because as they watch you learn new things, then they won't feel so hard pressed to learn things themselves, that we can all be learning. It doesn't matter how old you are. And yeah, and I'll be continuing to do that until the day I fall off this mortal coil. Till they pull me out of this acreage by my heels, I will be learning and doing and challenging and falling and getting back up. I don't mean falling. I'm hoping I don't fall. Hence the rebounding that I was working on. I just ran around and shut all the waters off so I wouldn't forget, because, well, you know, I flooded the house story. So, personal development and health. Just allow your child, it doesn't matter what age they are, allow your child to watch you learn things, watch you try to handle your health without being too abusive to yourself. Don't be name calling yourself, treating yourself like a terrible person, but talk about gaining your health back as a gift you give to yourself for your future self. You know, when I'm 80, I want to still be trotting around like my dearest friend Lavinia, who's 88 and planning on zip lining past Niagara Falls on her 90th birthday. She's goals for me. And so, yeah, learn things, do courses, read books around your children. Let them know how exciting that kind of a world is, so it's not all just cell phones and games, that the world is bigger than that little box in the hand. Take care of your health, go to bed at decent hours, no whining and complaining. Don't be staying up till midnight pushing and burning the midnight oil and having your kids watch that example, because your sleep is so important as you grow at any age. We're also showing Jasmine how to be more inclusive. Invite your neighbors, invite your friends. Our Christmas events and summer events are not just our little nugget of a family that we're all just this inbred little unit, but to invite the neighbors all the way around the block, to invite friends, to intermix with your family. Just open up the doors, create a bigger, what is the phrase, a bigger table, and just show hospitality. The world is a bigger place than just your tiny little family, and I think that's important for everybody to learn. Focus on, when you're gaining your health, to focus on strength and health rather than being skinny. Jasmine struggles because she's a good, 10 inches above everybody else in her class, boys included. And just so that you don't be doing the hunched over, show pride in your height. Show pride in whatever you have got going on for you. I'm trying to teach Jasmine pride in being a girl. Girls are awesome. I think we're fabulous. There are just so much great and wonderful things about being female. And I want her to understand that it's great. It's not something to be sad about or fuss about, but be proud of being female. Like right now she's at the age, I think she's coming out of it. But up till now, she figured that she was half boy, half girl. And then you're going, And she said it was because she sounds like a boy, but looks like a girl. Trying to tell her that all kids sound the same, that the boys have the squeaky high voices. That is a child voice. That this all changes through puberty. And I think it's finally coming, because she's starting and entering puberty herself, and that's coming around. But yeah, to have pride in being a girl. And I'm trying to find, in my friendships, strong, positive women that she can look up to, because it can't be just me that she's looking at. She has to see that there's a variety of women out there, and they're strong and they're awesome and they're going through life, and she can learn from them. I mean, it's great to have a dad. He's wonderful, and he will teach her what to expect from men in her future, how she should be treated in her future. And Owen gives a great example of what a good guy should be. And I'm glad I found him, because she's having a much better life than what my 41-year-old daughter did. And I wish that he would have been around during her young years. I didn't pick well during that time, and she's even now dealing with that fallout from those years. Oh, this one's a hard one for me. Show as an example how to handle emotions. This is my worst one. I haven't figured out regulation that well yet. I struggle on this one. I get easily frustrated. I think I've always been this way. It doesn't have nothing to do with menopause, but it's something that I'm working on and trying to get better at. But yeah, if I can't keep my shit together, how am I going to expect a child to? The not being concerned about others' opinions is tough to try to teach to a child. Now, I'm lucky, I'm 60, and it's slowly becoming easier and easier, but it's only been the last 5 years that this has become much easier, and perhaps it has to do with not having any estrogen at all flowing through my system, because I think that has a big effect on our willingness to build relationships or maintain relationships, try to fix and repair relationships that may or may not be good. It's kind of keeps you soft, I think. And without the estrogen, I'm liking not caring so much about what other people think, and because a whole lot of people think not so many nice things. There's just a group, a handful that think I'm fabulous, and that's wonderful. But for a child, and even my 41-year-old, now when I'm saying all these things about being an example, it isn't just that I have a 9-year-old. I also have a 41-year-old daughter. Now I have a son, but I'm just talking girls right now. A 41-year-old who is also watching, as I am 18 years ahead of her, navigating stuff down the road a piece that she is slowly entering into. She's just entering into perimenopause. I am postmenopausal. The things that she's just starting to deal with, I am coming out of. And so I am also examples to her and to this 9-year-old. So I just have to remember that when I lose my noodle every now and again. I think it's good to teach children to be grateful. Now, it's not a preaching to them to be grateful. It's showing them that you are grateful. I'm grateful every day. I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for the little family that I have, Owen and Jasmine. I'm so grateful for the life that we have on the acreage, the guests that we have, the experiences that we're having. I am grateful for the wonderful husband I have. I'm just grateful for so many things. I'm grateful for health. I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to get healthier before something goes wrong. So I'm all sorts of grateful, and I let her know that out loud. And she says, I'm catching her saying the same stuff. She's grateful to be living here. She's grateful for nature. She's grateful. And it's wonderful to hear from a 9-year-old. Also displaying integrity. Now, they're watching. And especially, I noticed this with my oldest one when she entered teenage. They get very black and white thinking. They get very judgy. I know I did as a kid. And if they see you lying and being hypocritical, they aren't going to listen to you at all. And yeah, if you're cheating, if you're lying, well, they see it, they learn from it, they might even follow and do it. And I'm trying to teach Jasmine that you got to be honest. Either don't say anything or be honest, especially with your parents, especially with people you trust, because we can only run on what you're telling us. And that's how we form our reactions and form the things that we do to help out, is with the things you're saying. And if you start lying, then down the road, eventually the people around you are going to go, well, we don't know if she's telling the truth or not. We don't know. And it's kind of like the boy who cried wolf. Better to be honest. What is the saying? You don't have to have a great memory if you're honest. With the honesty and the dependability, do what you're going to do. If you say you're going to be someplace, be there, or let them know that you're not. Don't just flake all over the place. Your word is your bond. Be somebody that can be counted on, can be depended on. I still have my eldest daughter. We've had our struggles, but when she needs me, she calls, because she can count on me, and she knows this. And I want Jasmine to learn that she can count on Owen and I as well, to be where she thinks we're going to be, where we say we're going to be, when she's receiving an award at school and she's looking across the crowd for us, that we're there. That I'm at the bus stop waiting for her when she gets off the bus. She's 9 and she doesn't need me. I mean, she's old enough to walk to the house by herself, but she wants me there, and so I'll be there. I told her if she's 18 and wanting me to go with her to the bus, I'll be there, unless I'm sick, right? And to apologize when you mess up. Now, I grew up in a family where my parents have never, ever did anything wrong, ever. In their 88 years of life, they have never erred, ever. They are perfect. They have never erred. Now, we've all seen them err. We've seen them lie. We've seen them do all these things. But they've never apologized. They've never admitted to doing anything wrong. And your kids are watching. And when you err, then the hypocrisy, and then you lose respect. And so, yeah, when you screw up, you come clean and you apologize and you fix the error that you made as much as that you can. Also, to ask for help when you need it. Now, we are not born innately smart with everything in our heads on how to do everything. We only know a little bit, and we need help a lot. So don't be afraid to ask. Don't half-ass something. Don't try to do something that just makes a bigger error, a bigger mess. No. Being prideful and not seeking help can lead to bigger issues, and I'm pretty sure you know in your life when things like that have happened. Now, this includes things like doctors or mental health, or in Jasmine's case, she's going to be speaking to wellness workers at the school to deal with the bullying and whatnot, because too much for a little kid to handle. She needs to learn from others, people who are educated or people who know things. And in the end, be excited about life, the journey that you're on. Each year is just so different from the year before, or the one that's going to come up. You just never know what's coming. It's like a big old crackerjack box of surprises. Learn new skills. Like for me, getting horses, learning how to ride, getting the instruments, learning how to play, learning new things. Learning how to create a YouTube channel was a really steep learning curve, and I'm still learning, and I'll get there. I'll learn how to do better editing. I'll learn how to speak easier. I'm working on foraging in the woods, let's say in the spring, taking Jazz along, teaching her the plants and what they're for, turning them into tonics or salves or parts of your salad, and learning the nutrition, what they're good for. This is the stuff that excites me. And yeah, she seems pretty happy to be learning those things too. So that's in the spring. Buying new weird plants that show up, putting them in the ground, see what shows up in the spring. It's all such fun and exciting. And yeah, you never know what eyes are on you and who looks up to you and thinks that you're the cat's ass and they want to learn. And that's what I'm planning on doing in my family. And I'm looking forward to talking to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.